All right, welcome back to another episode of Greetings from the Garden State. I'm your host, Mike Ham. We are here in Garwood, New Jersey today at Bella Rococo at Emilia's with Stefanie Savino. Stefanie, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you so much for having me today.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. So first time doing a beauty salon. We did a barbershop like I was telling you before, but this is a little bit different, obviously. So I'm excited, but no pressure because you're our inaugural type of guest.
This is a lot of wave to be the first salon.
I know.
But I'm excited to be the first salon.
Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and we were just talking about how there's apparently so many salons in Garwood. So I needed to make sure I was at the right one, but we made it, so it's all good.
Perfect.
So to kind of kick us off, we're going to learn a little bit about you, and then we're going to get into what you do here at Bella Rococo at Emilia's. Do I have to say the whole thing every single time?
No, you can just say Bella Rococo.
Okay, all right. I just want to make sure I don't, because some people want to make sure that, you say the whole name, but it makes it a little bit easier for me.
Yeah.
So born and raised in Jersey?
Yes.
Okay.
Union County girl, Linden, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Born and raised in Jersey. Went to college in Jersey. Went to Monmouth University in West Long Branch.
Yep.
Go Hawks. What else? Still live in New Jersey. Love New Jersey. What was I gonna say? I've been doing hair for about 18 years. Makeup for 20. I have my business here. I have a dog named Munchkin.
Okay.
It's a Chiweenie, and I love her. It's a Chihuahua and a Dachshund, in case you need to Google it.
Oh, a Chiweenie.
You get it?
Yeah.
The two things. And I have a beautiful baby boy. Well, he's not a baby. He's 5. His name's Luciano. So we're very guinea. Everything's very he was named after Lucky Luciano.
Okay.
I just like that name. But everyone's like, where'd you get that from? I was like, the mob.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a Jersey thing.
It's very Jersey. Yeah. And we opened here 3 years ago, so this is pretty much my life. Being a mom, being here,
right,
and doing podcasts with you and laughing. So
I know.
That's
amazing.
Pretty much where we are.
Right. So what I think is interesting is you opened this place 3 years ago, but you said you were doing hair, makeup for the last 18, 20 years, but for both of them. Take me through maybe when you decided to go from doing stuff for other people and then opening up your own shop.
Got it. It's so funny because, not to be all philosophical, but Steve Jobs always says, if you connect the dots backwards, you'll see where you were. So what I went to college for and graduated was criminal justice. I thought I was going to be a cop. I love Law & Order SVU. It's my favorite show.
Yeah.
It didn't work out. Ironically, I'm I'm going to do facials. And my dad's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I don't know, but it's going to be great.
Jump
He's like, what are you going to do? Work in the jail? And I'm like, it's going to be great. So I ended up working in corporate. I worked in security positions. The policing just never worked out. So I was like, you know what? I'm moving on. Yeah. Because when I was graduating, that's when everyone was coming back from with military preference from 9/11 and which is great. They needed the jobs too.
Right.
So I go to beauty school. I start with makeup first, and I just loved it. And I would do freelance weddings. Always worked full time. Got into a salon. Right about the time I was turning 30, they were like, well, if you want to be an apprentice, you have to work full-time as an assistant. So I had to go back for cosmetology, and then I'm like, I hate my full-time job in corporate. I was like, so if I don't do it now, I'm never going to do it. So at 30, right before 30, I left a really good corporate job, benefits, everything. I went to get $8 an hour being a salon assistant, but I had to.
Yeah.
I was there for 11 years. It was great. I learned a lot. I made a lot of great friendships. I knew I always wanted to own. I just didn't know how.
Yeah.
I had my son, and that just really catapulted me to really want to do it because I'm a single parent with him. Not like Jerry Springer or anything. It's just, it don't work. But I just like to preface that out there. But I just was like, I want to open. So ironically, in 2019, we were actually by you and by Morristown. Yeah. We went for lunch, me, my mom, and my son. I'm like, we should just drive around and see.
Yeah.
And then we go, Aunt Emilia owns the salon in Garwood. We should go over there and talk to her. So I call her. She's like, yeah, come by. So we come here. There's nothing. Only these stations. That's the only thing that was here. This was pink. It was not the vibe.
Right. You got a good vibe. I will say it's a good vibe. And I'll show you the back.
Thank you. We have neon. It's trying to be glam, but not corny.
Right.
But not gaudy.
Subtle glam.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I like that you appreciate the subtle glam.
Yeah.
So she's like, oh. Yeah, you can rent here. So I swear, and I say this to her every day, I did not know this was on Zillow when I came here, but it was. So she was like, if you want the whole thing, somebody wants the back. You have 24 hours because they were coming to sign. And I'm like, oh, shit. So I was like, I had to talk to my parents. I'm like, I know I can do this. I just need help with Luciano.
Yeah.
And my dad's like, you've been talking about this for like 100 years. Like, we'll help you with him.
Yeah.
And I had like no real plan, and I just signed the lease.
Yeah.
And then we opened June 2019.
Right.
Got shut down in March 2020. It was a good time.
Really good timing. Like, this is great.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
I'm like, my dad's like, if you get through that, you're like golden.
Yeah.
I'm like, so, but we're still here. I mean, thank God, like we made it through.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I don't advocate people to open businesses like I did, but I just like to share with people, if you really believe in something, like you can make it happen.
Yeah.
Even if you don't have like the business plan, the loan, like all the compartments, you can figure it out. I don't highly recommend it.
Right.
It's for special people. Like, but yeah, I mean, you just go for it.
Yeah.
To me, I was like, if I fail, then I can at least say I tried.
Right.
And I'll go back to a shop. Like, I'll go back in a salon. It's no harm, no foul.
Right.
But I don't know. I just knew I could do it.
Yeah.
And like, you know when you go somewhere and you feel the vibe, like not to be like all weird, you're probably like, I'm never coming here again. But like,
well, I mean, I have no hair, so it really makes no sense.
Well, we could do like a treatment on your beard. So,
a treatment on the beard.
Exactly.
Sure. Yeah, it needs to get like a little bit softer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But like, I just knew, like, I felt like this was my shop. So I'm like, you know what? I don't know what I'm doing with it, but I'm going to make it work. Yeah. And we just did it.
Yeah. No, that's really cool. And like, so I would imagine, working at other places and then opening up this place. So you kind of had like a good feel. You said 18 to 20 years doing makeup and hair.
Yeah.
A good feel for like what, if you were going to open up your own spot, like what you wanted it to be all about, like the good things you saw, the bad things, I guess, too, because obviously that's going to come into play. And then making it like your own.
I had a lot of experience. I worked the front. So I had a lot of experience in my old salon about all the different aspects, because it's more than just being behind the chair when you own something. So now with our industry, they have suites. So like you're on your own in your own little room, and there's like a whole bunch of little rooms in a building. But it's different when you're operating like an actual business. So you have to understand the front desk experience to the provider experience to your associate experience and then the client experience. So I feel like I had a pretty good idea on what I liked and didn't like and how I would make it my own. Yeah. Which I feel like you have to at least know that to like open something, But I definitely feel like working, because I worked at Mac at retail, everywhere I had a good vibe and a good amount of knowledge. I'm like, all right, I have enough that I can open. Yeah.
And I also think, it must have been nice also to kind of have like a space that, while it didn't have the subtle glam that you have now, it just, it had like the bones of to build something out on your own, rather than going like from start to like, ground zero all the way to now.
Exactly. This was all painted this color. The lighting in here, you can't beat it. Like the natural lighting's great.
Yeah. It's super bright in here.
Yeah. There's things, going, like I said, looking back, I wouldn't have done it the same, but it had the bones to make it work.
Right.
So, we're always growing and trying to expand. Like, I would have never, ever picked white floors. Yeah. If you ever come by here again in your leisurely time, you will always see me cleaning the floors. Yeah. Because I just feel they're white, they're gorgeous, but it's like...
You show all the hair.
Everything. And it's just, they're always like, you're psychotic with the floors. And then I'm like, I don't know. It bothers me because it has to look clean, you know? But definitely we had good bones, and we made it work, Right. So, I didn't have to do a whole build-out, which was good. I don't know if that would have really worked. My dad and brother are plumbers, so I would have just worked them to death, so it would have been fine.
They did say they would help.
Yeah, they did. But this is a family-run operation, well, this definitely had good bones. Right. So to really, make it work.
Yeah, but I do think it's really cool, too, just, the whole family side of it is, with Luciano and your aunt here, having that, it's, a really cool story because it just kind of shows, the family values that kind of, helped, get you started here, and then kind of keep it rolling through COVID and through everything else that you had to go through over the last couple of years. But I think that's awesome.
Our team, honestly, I'm not trying to sound all warm and fuzzy Hallmark, but my team, we are a family. And when you come in here, it's like, who's talking about what? I mean, it's literally like a barbershop vibe with like the banter.
Right.
But everybody knows everybody's thing and business, and we all know everybody's clients, and you can go to each one of us. It's not like, oh, you went to Mike. Oh, God, like, don't come back to my chair because then Mike touched your hair. It's like, no, you're like, oh, cool, Mike did a good job. Now you can come back, or you want to stay, whatever, you know? So it definitely has that, like, family feel, which I like.
Yeah. No, I think it's great. And so in the second segment, which we're going to get to here in a little bit, we're going to learn everything that actually goes on in here.
Awesome.
And then kind of like what you do and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to take our first break. That first segment was great. So first break of this episode. So this is the Greetings from the Garden State podcast. I'm Mike Ham. We are here at Bella Rococo at Emilia's in Garwood, New Jersey with Stefanie Savino. We'll be right back. It is time for Today in New Jersey History. Alexander Hamilton and Aaron Burr met in the early morning hours of July 11th, 1804 at a spot known as the Heights of Weehawken in Weehawken, New Jersey, to face each other in a duel. The duel would be a culmination of a long and bitter rivalry between the two men, both high-profile politicians. While no one could say with absolute certainty as to what happened that day, Burr severely wounded Hamilton, who would die from those injuries the next day. And that is Today in New Jersey History. All right, we're back for segment 2 of this episode of Greetings from the Garden State. I'm Mike Ham. We are here at Bella Rococo at Emilia's in Garwood, New Jersey with Stefanie Savino. So in the first segment, we learned about you, your background, and then how Bella Rococo got started. But now we're going to learn kind of what actually goes on here on a day in and day out basis and the types of products and services that you offer and all that kind of stuff. So broad strokes, what are the basic services that you offer here?
So our primary services would be obviously hair, makeup, and lashes. So now we can break up those categories. So for hair, we offer everything from haircuts, blowouts, which are like stylings, all colors from balayage all the way down to like a single process, which you don't know, but that's when you get your grace touched up. I'm just trying to help you be a part of the experience.
Makes me feel like
like you're here.
Yeah. I have one gray, I think, in my beard. I don't know.
We'll treat it. We'll put a little color on it when we're done here. And then we do like the smoothing treatments, like keratins and Brazilian blowouts. We do formal stylings, which are updos, makeup application, makeup lessons, lash extensions, brow threading, brow waxing, and then we also do spray tanning. And then we also have our on-site team, that does the weddings and special events. So, like, say you're getting married, you would contact us, and then we would go wherever you're getting married. And we usually go outside, like, the tri-state area.
Yeah.
And we'll go anywhere, really. If you pay for the travel, we're here for it. So it's
we'll go anywhere.
And then, so we do that. But our main focus is mostly the hair and then the back, which has hair stations and the lash extensions.
Yeah. So when you opened, did you offer all those services like right out of the gate, or was it something like a building process?
It was a building because when we opened, it was just me for like a month. So I didn't have a desk. It was just me but I did all the hair stuff.
Right.
And then slowly we built, I had my one good friend, Raphael, who does makeup with me. We've been together doing makeup for years. So he was here doing bridal. We had the bridal team.
Yeah.
So it was just a matter of bringing in the stylist. But then the lash part and the waxing, at one point we had facials, and then that kind of really didn't work. Like post-COVID, you're always trying. It's weird. It's like, everyone's like, oh, you should have nails, but then I don't really want to do nails yet. I don't know. I never say never. Never say never.
Right.
But I just wanted to make it work and flow.
Right time.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then, so you got how many chairs in here?
So there's 6 up here.
6 up here.
And there's 2 in the back.
So do you have people
8.
in all those chairs working?
I don't have them at all at the same time because I have like full-timers and part-timers, but at any given time, all these will be full.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then talk to me about that, like because you said when you first started, you didn't really have a team. It was basically just
me.
you.
Yeah.
And then obviously, current events in 2020 kind of derailed actually building a team or keeping a team, I would imagine too. But maybe take me through like now when you look at the team, talk to me about like how good they are. My
team is one of the best teams in the state, and I will stand by that 100%, like dollar to dollar. I know my team, I know what they're good at, and I know what they could do more better work on, but I stand by my team 100%. They're some of the top colorists ever, top makeup artists. My lash extension like Lashionista. She makes them look so good. They look like they're your own.
Yeah.
They're the most professional group of people, but they're also the kindest group of people.
Right.
They have big hearts. They're creative. They listen to you. They love what they do. They work super hard for me. And they're just genuinely good people.
Yeah.
My recommendation to work here is you have to be nice and you have to be normal. And they're like, well, what do you mean? And I go, I don't want like a lunatic. I just need you to be nice. I don't care how talented you are. You can always train someone and mold someone. But if you're like a diva, or if you're really mean, or if you can't work well and you don't have a nice positive attitude, like I won't hire you.
Right.
And
because ultimately that's like what keeps people coming back into the door. Like you own the place, but if you're not working on everyone at any given time, they're not going to come back unless you have a good team.
Exactly. Because your team really, the brand is really just like, I wanted a space for people to come and just get away from everything. Like, get away from your husband, your kids, your girlfriends, whatever, and just come and relax. Even if, like, you don't talk to anyone, because that's all silent appointments. I didn't coin that term, so...
That's a thing?
It's a real thing, that it's a huge topic in, like, the Herald. Like, do you want a silent appointment when you don't talk at all? Besides, like, the consultation.
Right, like, what do you want?
Yeah, like, what do you want? Not like...
Never again.
Yeah, exactly. And then they're like, okay, and you're like, now we're done, Helen, and you take their phone, and you're like, bye. But,
it's always been, like, when I used to go to barbers, I mean, I don't go anymore, I just shave my own head. But, like, I always remember, like, when they would do, like, the buzzer, like, around my ears, and they'd be, like, talking to me on this side with, like, the buzzer going. I have no idea what they're saying.
Oh, it's like when we're blow drying.
I'm like, so how's the kids? I'm just like... What?
And I'm loud, like, as you could obviously have deduced in this 10-minute portion. But... And I just have to tell people how I'm like, listen, I can't hear you. So unless you're telling me a sad, because that happened to me, it was a sad story. And I was like, yeah. And she was like, do you even know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm like,
that's
no.
Great. Yeah.
I was like, I'm never going to. And I'm like, I just can't hear you. Wait till I'm done. They're like, okay. But I mean, our team stands a test of time, and it makes me feel good when I see people like recommend us, and I'll see people tag us and stuff. And just when they say to me, like, oh, because of Sam or Shireen or Haley, and they really make people's lives better. And to me, I know there's a lot of great salons in the state, but I tell them, like, I just don't care. I compete with no one but myself, especially we have like 17 in the street. And, you know, I water my garden. I water our grass, and I just believe in it. And they're just dope. They're just like a great group of people. And that's like, I wish they were all here to meet you, because you would like be so overwhelmed and be like, great. But you would love it. It's like a good time.
No, I love that. And like you said, I mean, it kind of has like the barbershop vibe almost.
Yeah, like,
but
we have fun.
And but that's like, you know, I think that's what keeps, like I said before, keeps people coming back, because they feel comfortable, they're having fun.
Exactly.
They're not just like walking in, spending, I don't know how many hours people spend in places like this.
Like 3 to 4.
3 or 4. I mean, that's a long time. But you want to have a good time in that 3 to 4 hours. You don't want to just like sit there and be miserable.
Exactly.
You know?
Like how I am with you right now, everyone laughs as an owner. Like, they don't always know I'm the owner, and then they find out I'm the owner, because I'm just like how I am with you. Because I feel like, well, what do I have to be, like, all like frigid and like stale? Like, no, that's just not me. Like, I want to have fun.
You're cleaning the floors and you're mixing it up with the people.
And I'm making coffee, and I'm like, here, you know, I'm like, for the people. So I'm doing the Lord's work. But I'm like, they're like, I go, but I just want it to be fun. You know, and I don't know. We have super serious people, like super heavy hitter, like crazy serious people. But I get them to laugh. That's how I feel like
break
I
down
made
the
it.
walls.
I'm like, you're gonna laugh, damn it, and that's it. Have a good time. It's not that serious. It's just hair. And that's what it is. But that's why I feel like people come here, because they literally just, it's like not like a circus. Like, there's a craziness. It's just, whether we're talking about pop culture, the weather, or just like whatever the hell goes on. And then, like, Aunt Emilia will bust out something borderline inappropriate, but, like, she can get away with it because she's almost 80 years old. And they're like, it's Aunt Emilia, it's fine.
It's different rules, I guess.
Exactly. So, but it's a good time.
No, it's awesome. So, if you have, like, a first-timer, right? Never been here before, don't know how the process works, what's the process?
So, you come in, there's always one of us is sitting at the desk behind you. We, at this point, if we have availability for a walk-in, we would take it. But honestly, not being braggadocious, we don't have that kind of... Unless it's like a haircut or a blowout.
For 3 to 4 hours, I feel like you gotta...
color, like, we need time. So you would come in, you'd get greeted by whoever's sitting at the desk. We offer you a beverage. So we always have coffee, tea, all kinds of teas. We have hot chocolate with mini marshmallows because that's the vibe.
Yeah.
It's like a whole thing.
Right.
Water. Sometimes we have like wine, champagne for like events and stuff because you don't want them like get looped out too much.
Yeah.
And then we offer them to browse the retail area. We offer them a magazine. Then when we'll say like Mike will be right with you. So then we get you ready. If you're color, you're gonna go to the chair. We'll cape you up so you get a towel and a cape so we don't get anything on your clothes.
Yeah,
because
that's key.
That's not good,
No.
and it's not cheap, especially when it's like designer and you're damn it, and take that out of your check. No, I'm just kidding. So then. Same thing. So say you were for color, you'd get a thorough consultation. Even if we've done your hair a million times,
right.
We just believe in what if that one time you want to do highlights?
Yeah.
You've been a brunette your whole life, but maybe today would be the day you
Sure.
want to change it up.
Yeah, shake things up a little bit.
Yeah, you just don't want to, and maybe they'll never say yes.
Right.
But I mean, you just want to always make sure that they're happy. And then a lot of us will go into like what we're doing and like, okay, so we're going to mix up, which pretty much means we're going to do the color.
Yeah.
We apply it. Now, while you're processing, like I said, you can hang out. There's magazines. I'll show you when we're done. We have a back little patio area. It's like
cool.
super cute, like the Lanai of the Golden Girls, but it's cuter.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? So you can sit outside, which was great during COVID.
Right.
Like we cut out there. There's a plug out there.
Nice.
It helped us with the space differentials we had to work with too. So people were out there.
Yeah.
Plus, some people are still kind of like sensitive, so they want to be outside.
Right. Having that, I'm sure, is great.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So when you're done, you'll come here to get shampooed. We always have lots of different conditioning treatments. So there's different things. We're all about the integrity of your hair. We're all about giving it the best results, educating you on what to use to ensure that the results are good. You'll go from there. You'll get your cut or your blow dry. If you get lashes, you'll go back. She'll wash your lashes for you. You lay down. We make it super comfortable. Like that massage table, I mean, it could be like a bed. We have a foam on there. We have the leg roller foam roller thing for underneath your legs, blankets. I mean, you're out.
Right.
A full set of lashes takes about 2 hours.
2 hours?
Because I will explain to you, you're going to leave here so educated.
I know.
On,
I'm
like,
learning
services.
so much already.
Yeah. Because you have to put a lash on each individual lash.
Oh. That's a lot of lashes.
That's a lot. Like, what if they give a lot of lashes?
Yeah.
A fill is like an hour and a half. But then you're like nice and comfy.
Yeah.
Makeup, same thing, will get you set up. You feel like you're Jennifer Lopez because we have like the ring light and it's like a whole big thing.
Yeah.
Then when you're done, we'll, we always offer a review of like what we use, when do we want to see you back. We always try to have some fun kind of incentive because we're like here for like a prize or a giveaway.
Right.
So like right now for spring, there's like those flowers up there. So each color represents either like a discount off retail. We call them BR bucks.
Yeah.
And then it's like a photo shoot now because now we're not just hairdressers, we're content creators.
Of course.
For the gram and TikTok.
Yeah.
So it's like a whole shoot. So now we have you out here. One day the lighting was bad. I had an umbrella. Like we're here. You literally feel like it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
And then you leave. And then you come back.
Yeah.
Whenever you want to, your next appointment.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's kind of like sometimes Aunt Emilia brings in pasta. Or her homemade cookies. Sometimes
text me those days.
I sure will. Yeah, like you'll be like, I will be here.
Yeah.
No, every Friday. So if you're bored Fridays, every Friday she makes some macaroni.
All right.
Like legit home, like, vodka sauce, pesto, whatever. So yeah,
Sold.
so it's a good time.
Yeah, I mean, I might not even get anything done. I might just
hang out. But there's room. You can hang on the couch.
Right.
Or in the back. You can sit in the lanai in the back.
I'll get my lashes done for 2 hours. No, that's really cool. And I think also like we were talking about before. I mean, making everyone feel comfortable and having a good time is, like you said, getting them back in the door the second time. Because I would imagine, if you're getting your hair done for 4 hours, you're not going to come back in like 2 weeks and get it done again.
No.
It's going to be like
those are like
a
12-weekers, maybe like a 3-month. I mean, it just depends.
It depends, sure.
Yeah, because now it's just, it sounds like a long time, but like girls who listen to this will get it because you have to put the actual application on. So if you're painting or foiling, that's what takes so much time. Then you actually have to process, and then we have to tone it. So that's what it takes so long. I mean, when you're here, especially the first time, it's very important to make someone believe in you. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, you don't have, but when you had hair,
right.
you know?
Yeah, I would go to the same person every time.
But remember, like, the first time, they laugh at me because I compare it to a first date. Like, say when you're on a first date, right? So I have to win you over that you're going to trust me to touch your head, touch your hair, and pray to God I know enough what I'm doing, and I'm listening to you.
Yeah.
Then we go to second date.
Because you know, after that first time, and I've been there, you get like a crappy haircut, and you don't say anything.
No one says anything.
No one says anything.
Ever.
And then we just walk out, and then I'll be like, well, I'm never going back to that person again. And then you go try somebody else, you know? And then you find one that, you know, works.
Exactly.
And I'd be like, I'm only here to see Becky, and like, that's it. You know?
No, but it's true. It's like, that's why I tell people, it's kind of like I'm courting you.
Yeah.
And it's something, as we do with our associates, like our apprentices, we try to teach them. It's just a way you have to get people to trust you, that you are listening to them and delivering.
Yeah.
And also, so giving them what they want, but not over-promising. And that's my biggest thing. Like, I'd rather you not promise me a damn thing, and then you bang it out the park. Like, wow. You know, like, I have, like, zero expectation.
Yeah.
But that's what it is. And it's hard, too, because people don't always understand the process. So you have to, you know, say, for example, they have black hair with black box, right? And now they want to be like platinum blonde, which is like pale blonde. You're like, girl, well, that's not happening in one session. But you have to tell them that. You can't sell them a dream if you can't
You're like,
achieve.
sure. And then they come out and then they're not going to say anything.
Exactly. And I think when you come in here, we're big, but we're not crazy big. It could be very overwhelming too. Like, oh, here's everybody. And like, I've heard people say, oh, everyone's hair is like so cute and da-da-da. But I'm like, well, we're selling it. I mean, we can't come here looking like we just rolled out of bed. You'd be like, why am I here? So it's a lot. You have to, and we just really like people to make them feel comfortable and make them feel welcome, and that they trust us, and you know, that they know they're going to leave being happy. Because it's true. People won't tell you if they're happy. I don't know why, but they just don't.
Well, because at that point, like, you're done with the haircut.
Yeah, you're like, they are done with you.
Yeah.
And it's like you never happened.
Right.
Yeah. Swiping next.
Yep. Done.
On to the next.
On to the next one.
Yeah,
I get that. No, that's really cool. And like I said, or you said, learning a lot of different things about what actually goes on in a beauty salon. But yeah, so I think that's a good place to break for our second, after our second segment here. So we're going to take our second last break of this episode. And then our third segment, we're going to get into the community stuff. So this is the Greetings from the Garden State podcast. I'm Mike Ham. We're here at Bella Rococo at Emilia's in Garwood, New Jersey with Stefanie Savino. We'll be right back. It is time for New Jersey Fun Fact of the Day. Did you know that New Jersey has the highest population density in the U.S., an average 1,030 people per square mile, which is 13 times the national average? And that is your New Jersey Fun Fact of the Day. All right, we're back for our last segment of this episode of Greetings from the Garden State. I'm Mike Ham. We're here at Bella Rococo at Emilia's in Garwood, New Jersey with Stefanie Savino. That's have to be the last time I say that. So in the first segment, we learned about you. Second segment, we learned all about Bella Rococo and what actually goes on here for a first-timer. What can they come to expect? But in the last segment, we always do our community segment, which is my favorite one personally. So let's talk about your relationship with the community. Maybe we start in Garwood? Is that something we can do? And then we'll kind of go out from there.
Exactly. So being a business owner and being philanthropic has always been very important to me and my team. So ever since we opened, we always done our initiatives. So we have several initiatives, that we do within the town, but then it'll segue to other areas. So in September, we always do a back-to-school drive, which we always get, like this year, we got well over like 300 items.
Awesome.
So we were able to give it to Garwood schools. We gave it to this organization in South Jersey that does like a gift start with schools, kids, I believe, in like Asbury and like Neptune. And then the other program was for a school in North Jersey, in like a church. So we try to always make sure we do like Union County, Garwood, but then I also like to help out other people. When the hurricane struck Puerto Rico, we send supplies down there to that school year. So we're really big on trying to help everybody.
Right.
The other one we always do is our food pantry drive, which we partner with Cranford Cares. So it's a whole organization that does like give back. And we get a lot of donations for that. And then that goes all over Union County, mostly like Cranford, Westfield, Garwood. December, we always partner with the police station here in Garwood. We do Toys for Tots. And it's kind of like sick to me in a way because I like to be competitive with the amount. So I have a goal, and they laugh.
Be the best good person out there.
But no, I just want to get as many toys. It's
right.
like sick. I started this when I was behind the chair in my old salon, and I started with like 25 toys, and then I got 50 toys, and then it was like 100 toys, and it was just me. Like at my station, I have all these toys, and everyone's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm getting the toys for the kids." Okay. So now I'm like, okay. So now we had our first drive. So this year I was like, I want 150 toys.
Yeah.
So he's like, yeah. Like Detective Rocco, he's like, yeah. I'm like, no, I'm gonna get like 200 toys, and he's like, okay, whatever.
Right.
So here we come with like 250 toys, and he was like, holy shit, and I was like, I told you, I was like, I'm gonna come with all these toys.
Yeah.
The one we're working with now, because we kind of do everything in like segments. This one, which I felt was good for like Women's History Month, it's an organization called I Support the Girl. So it's a nationwide thing. So they help women and young teenagers who are about to be homeless or domestic violence. So all you're doing is just collecting like new underwear, new socks, new bras, toiletries, and it goes to them.
Right.
So our clients really like that.
Yeah.
And we even will do an incentive to like win a raffle basket or something just to kind of entice people. But the clients really do enjoy all the things that we do.
Yeah.
We're big into military. Like my dad's a Vietnam vet. A lot of the girls, like their spouses or boyfriends are military. So we always like do something for military. We offer a military and police fire discount. Because surprisingly, we have a lot of like female officers that are, and maybe it's me living my dream that never happened of being a cop. So I'm like, I have a soft spot for military and cop.
Yeah.
But so we did like holiday cards because I'm like, how sad is that? They're out, and like, so we always try to do stuff like that. In terms of with Garwood, we always try to partner with, they call it here the celebrations committee. Okay. So they'll do like events. So we didn't do it this year because we weren't open, but because we're open every other Sunday. We had, I don't have a front lawn, but we did like Easter egg, like for them to do the little Easter egg collection. So we had it. We taped them on the bench. Like we tried to like make it work. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we did stuff like that. If ever they need like a table, we try to participate with that. Yeah. The school across the street, the little preschool, they had career time. They went to like us, the fire department, and you talked to them. I don't know. I just told them what we do. Yeah. It wasn't like we were award-winning post office workers. Like the kids are here for it. I'm like, and this is a makeup station. Yeah. They're like, okay. Right. We are in our Chamber of Commerce's, which I feel like if you're in a business, you need to join them because it really does help catapult you. So we're in GWAC, which is Garwood, Westfield, Scotch Plains, Fanwood, and then we're in Cranford's. So it's really good to kind of network. We're always doing something with somebody. We're always trying to network with other businesses. Yeah. And we're just really about being completely altruistic, like giving back just because we want to do it. Even the other day, remember when that really bad rainstorm came and flooded out Cranford? Yep. So that underpass up there completely flooded out. Right. The poor firemen were out there all day. So here's me and my son. We go. I'm like, we're just gonna get him pizza. And I didn't do it for accolade. I'm like, well, they probably are hungry. Yeah. They sent me this thing. They asked somebody who I was. I had my sweatshirt on with Bella Rococo. Right. When everything went to the pandemic, we sent the fire department food, the police department food. I just feel like I just always feed people. I feel like because people appreciate food, and it's just a thought. Food. You know what I mean? Yeah, right. And that's just how we are. Yeah. And my team really is about that give back, but it's genuine. It's more than just giving away here's a raffle basket for your turkey tray. Obviously, yes, we do that. Those are important. Yeah. But people remember the give back. Even clients, this one woman had surgery. I didn't even know her. She put something on the Facebook group. And I'm like, well, you could come here. We'll wash your hair. I didn't charge her. I'm like, sometimes, you know how, you don't have hair anymore, but imagine if you had surgery just to get your hair washed, it just feels like the best. Yeah. So little things like that are really important to me, and it's just because we like to do it. Right.
I feel like it's one of those things too where, and I'm a big believer in this, that the more good you put out there, you start vibing with you start surrounding yourself with people that fit that same mold almost. So if you're doing good stuff for, the firefighters or police officers or just people in the community in general, I think that starts to build like a community of people that are on the same level as you and trying to do those good things, which I think is awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then I would imagine, like you said, your clients like it, your team is all about it, because that's like your most immediate community. So maybe talk to me just like a little bit about I know we talked about the staff and the team and the clients already, but let's just reinforce it one more time, because that's the community of Bella Rococo is the people that are actually in this place, on a day in, day out basis. So talk to me about maybe like your relationship with them and then kind of how everybody interacts together.
So we're literally a big family. I feel like besides Aunt Emilia, I'm the oldest. So I'm 40. So God help our age bracket. So we go from 40 to 21.
Yeah.
We're literally, it's like a whole, like, what was that show? Family? No, Step by Step, but like the blended family.
Yeah.
And it's who's helping who. One of our girls is getting married. 2 of them are in the wedding. The clients, I got ordained as a minister. So I'm literally doing the Lord's work now, and I'll be marrying people. So we add that to the experience. So
we'll
I'm
come
married.
to your wedding, we'll do your hair, your makeup, and
I'll
we'll
marry you.
Yeah,
so I'm going to marry her. And the clients love it. They know our kids. My son that goes to that school across the street, he'll come in here. He offers people coffee. They live for Aunt Emilia and her stories because she's just like on another level.
Right.
But I feel like when you come here, you really get that sense of people who care and people who want to make you look and feel good. And I don't know why other people got into this industry if that's not what was one of your main focuses.
Sure. Yeah.
It's not that it's easy to. I don't want to put down our trade that it's easy because it's not. But the people aspect, if you don't have that, it's not going to work for you because you could be the best talented, but if your personality sucks and you're not genuine and nice, you're not going to have anybody because they're going to see through it.
Right.
So I just think when you come here, people always live for like what we're talking about, who's bickering at something, or the main 3 things, it's the temperature because we always fight. What we're playing, the music, because they're always fighting. Because I get it. We hear the same top hits.
Yeah.
But I'm like, well, we're trying to have a vibe, And then I tried to change it once and do like a little Amy Winehouse, like jazzy. It was raining. They're like, this is depressing. I can't work like that. I'm like, okay, well, I tried. You know what I mean? I'm like, I was trying to maybe like go in a slow rainy day vibe, but whatever.
Right.
And then what are we eating for lunch? That's what you're going to hear all the time.
The 3 most important topics maybe ever.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, but that's awesome. And I think it just kind of speaks to, over the last 3 years, like what you've been able to do, like even with having to go through like what a lot of businesses went through in 2020 to now, it's just like, it's great. And I think I think the personality that you've shown through here, it's like, I feel like a lot of businesses, or at least the ones that I've had on the show, you can kind of see like the personality of the owners or whoever runs the shop or whatever kind of trickle into just the way the whole, outfit works, So I think
that's a good way of saying it. The outfit works.
Yeah. It's amazing. Yeah. Bro. Awesome. So this episode so far has been great. But if people want to check you out, learn more about you, what are some good places for them to go to do that?
Perfect. So we are located at 105 Center Street in Garwood. If you do not know where Garwood is, because some people think it's Garfield. We are Garwood. I originally
thought Garfield, and then I had to make sure that I was going the right place.
So it's Union County by Cranford and Westfield. It's like they couldn't make them any bigger, so they made Garwood. So it's a cute little town, right off exit 136, because, Jersey, we got to plug the exit. Yeah. Our Instagram is Bella Rococo Beauty. I'll spell it. So it's BELLA. ROCOCO, and then the word beauty. We are on Facebook at Bella Rococo at Emilia's, TikTok, Twitter, and you could just call, and we would love to see you.
Yeah.
And I'll even give 15% off all your listeners who come and check out the salon.
Amazing.
Of services.
Yeah, amazing. That's
Mike will be the first one here.
for the pasta.
For the beard oil. The beard oil.
Yeah. Awesome. So I'll make sure that I put all that stuff in the show notes so people can go check you out, come in for some services or whatever. So I think that was great. Thank you so much for having me here
Thank you
today.
for having me. I feel like we're besties
I know.
now.
It's just like, it just clicked. You know? Like some people you just click with. This was one of those click
definitely.
episodes. So for everybody listening, all of Stephanie's stuff will be in the show notes, like I said. GreetingsfromtheGardenState.com is the website of the show. GreetingsfromtheGardenState@gmail.com is the email of the show if you want to reach out to us and just learn more about them, too. Happy to do that. So this has been the Greetings from the Garden State podcast. I'm Mike Ham. We were here at Bella Rococo at Emilia's in Garwood, New Jersey with Stefanie Savino. Thank you for listening, and we will catch you next time.